Hello, in this CSS crash course video, we're going to be looking at the different layout types within CSS. There's four main layout types: static, relative, absolute, and fixed. Fixed. Static is what is applied by default unless you change it relative. Well, it's relative to the other objects. Absolute, you can just absolutely just like position it wherever you want without it sort of being affected by the content, the sizes of other objects. And fixed, well, it's fixed. It's always in that particular location on the screen. So first of all, what we're going to do is create a few divs. So we're going to do div, and we're going to do an ID quotation mark. I'm simply going to copy and paste this. So we have four different instances. I'm going to put an ID of static, put an ID of relative, put an ID of absolute, and then an ID of fixed. Inside each of these, we're going to put static layout, relative layout, absolute layout, fixed layout. Save that. So let's just see what we've got. So we've got these four divs, and at the moment they all look the same. So what we're going to do is go into index.css, and if I go into here and I put hash left, no, not left, I mean static. I'm going to put the left property, which just moves it, well, left 50 pixels. Save that, go back, refresh. It hasn't moved. And you might be thinking, well, it's not working, even though the actual ID is correct. And this is what static is. It's static. It doesn't get affected by the left, right, top, and bottom positioning properties. So that's probably the best way to learn about it and best way to understand what it does. Next, we're going to be affecting relative. So relative, we're going to do position relative. Save that, refresh. Still looks the same, but now if let's say we were to apply the 50 pixel left property, it actually moves to the left. So you can actually apply the left, right, top, and bottom positioning properties. Now we're going to look at absolute. So absolute position colon absolute. Save that, refresh. The thing with absolute is it doesn't take in, or like other elements don't take into account that particular, say, the contents of it, because the reason this relative layout text is here and not on this line because there's content on this line, whereas the absolute doesn't take account for that, or other objects don't take account of the absolute positions, and you can position it wherever you want. So if I were to put left 50 pixels, refresh, as you can see, it's moved the absolute layout 50 pixels to the left. But as far as the fixed layout div is concerned, it doesn't care about the absolute layout. So that's just something to bear in mind. So for the hash fixed, we're going to put position colon fixed, refresh. You might be thinking nothing has changed, but something to bear in mind with fixed is it's always going to be in this position. So if we were to have a lot more content and we were to, let's say, start scrolling, actually I'll implement that right now. So if I were to just do div, I'm literally just going to put some random text here, and I'm going to do a break line, and I'm going to copy this a whole heap of times. That should be enough to get the page scrolling. Now watch what happens. As you can see, the fixed layout, it doesn't move. It's always there, whereas everything else does move. I'm actually just going to get rid of all this extra text, but those are the four layout position types in CSS, which you will be using, I would say, quite religiously. So that is it for this CSS crash course video. If you have any questions, feel free to post it on my education platform, sonarlearning.co.uk. There will be a link. Don't worry, you should be able to access it very easily. In the video, there will be a resource which will take you to the GitHub source code page of this particular series, where you can access all the good quality source code. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.